Sorry, forgot to add myself to the stream. I keep me out of it so that when I hit go live and then start intro, you don't see for a brief second and then it cuts to the intro. I think that, I don't know, that bothers me. It irks the hell out of me. So I just don't even add me till after the intro's done. So sorry, I forgot to add me. But yay, I'm here now. All right. All right, who do we got? Hey, Reagan. Hey, Megan. Hey, Lily. Hey, Angels Among Us. Hi, Claire. Hey, Mother Earth. Hey, Kira. Eliar. Heather McDonald. Rizzo's wife. Member for 7 months. Woo, yay. You saved the goats? Awesome. Or Mickey saved the goats. I don't know. Yay, goats are saved. Oh, boy. I am so freaking tired. I was not going to stream tonight. I sorry. I just, the past couple of days, I don't know why I haven't had it in me. Just I've been so tired but yeah, I don't know. I listened to some shit today and it made me mad. So here I am streaming. First of all, can I just say that Nonsense and Rabbit, they're kind of idiots. I mean, doesn't anyone bother to look shit up anymore? I mean, is this really that much of a novelty thought? And excuse me, of course, the stream starts and my daughter comes out of the room for the first time in 3 hours. Hold on. Sorry, she needed a charger. All right. Yeah, I mean, it's just looking something up that difficult now. I mean, I don't understand. I did this. I sat down at the computer, I finished my makeup and shit and did what I had to do and sat down at the computer and just wait. I was actually ready a few minutes early. So I thought, well, why don't I just look this up real quick? Literally from 12:27 until 12:31 when I started is how long it took me to find this information. Okay. Seriously, just, I don't know. I feel like if you're going to spout as though you know what you're talking about on such important matters, I think you owe it to your viewers to put a little bit of effort into it. That's all. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, so I Googled how to obtain a death cert in Arizona. Okay. And I came up with 2 things here I thought were interesting. So I clicked on them for further linkage. Mm-hmm. Anyway. I want the green one. There we go. Okay. So this one, deaths from 50 years ago through the present year. So anyone who's died in the past 50 years. Arizona is a closed record state. This means vital records are not public record and the confidentiality of citizens is protected under Arizona law. Restrictions on the public's access of vital records. A person must be 18 years of age or older to obtain a certified copy of a death certificate. The following persons can obtain a death certificate from the past 50 years. Okay. They have to be a spouse or immediate family member. Well, that would constitute his parents because they gave birth to him. They're still immediate family members. Attorney representing an estate. Okay, that doesn't apply. Attorney representing family members. Well, right now that doesn't apply, but all they'd have to do is just enlist an attorney and then that would apply. Attorney representing persons with a legal interest. That doesn't apply. Non-attorney legal interest, other vital interests. I'm guessing that means like creditors or some shit like that. Third party. Just third party. Third party. A third party. That would constitute them. Private investigator. Maybe that's why they were talking about the possibility of hiring a private investigator, was for the purpose of getting a death certificate, since this is one of the criterias. Genealogical researcher. Well, that doesn't apply. And the other thing, they gave a little bit more information about how to go about doing this. Okay.
You have to wake him up.
Who, Gregory? All right. Well, I got time. We got until 2 a.m.
Just putting it up.
Just saying. Okay. This was okay. So this one here. All right. How to get a certified copy of a death certificate. Okay. Funeral director, spouse, parent, grandparent, adult child, grandchild, brother, sister, person designated power of attorney, person responsible for final, person's names, executor, beneficiary, persons named in a court order, person authorized by an eligible person, persons authorized by an eligible person. Okay. Insurance company, hospital or healthcare, person with a court order, attorney representing. So there you go. It is completely, totally possible to get this information, especially for someone who is immediate family. That would be his birth parents, right? His parents, really. But if we're going to play this silly game of, I don't know, semantics here, because that's all you got, then sure, birth parents, they would be immediate family. So yeah, they would apply. Yeah, and yeah, sure, you need to have a copy, a valid New York or a valid government issued identification, which bears your signature, yada yada, and you have to have the application, I'm guessing, notarized, and yeah, and that can be done through the mail. It doesn't even have to be done in person. So it's completely possible for them to get this information. And here's the thing. I'm not sure how much of this information is protected anymore. I've read people talk about HIPAA, but I'm not sure how much of HIPAA still applies from the moment he passed away until now. I don't know. I would imagine that there might be some differences in that kind of coverage. I don't know. But I mean, this can absolutely be given to interested parties. I don't see why people are acting like this is some big secret or whatever. So I have no doubt that Marvin Sr. called the people he said he called. I no doubt he talked to the people he said he talked to. And I have no doubt he was told the things he said he was told. He's his fucking father. He's not going to lie about his child no longer here. He's not going to lie about that. You know, and people say there's only one person who can confirm this trait. That's bullshit. His whole family can confirm this one way or the other. There's only really one part of his family talking. Nobody else is talking. And someone else said how they can't believe that Dre would keep this from Von's adopted mother there, his great-grandmother. Well, who says that she did? How do we know she hasn't told her? How do we know that that's not who tipped off Marvin Sr.? How do we know? Why? Because Dre's not talking, so therefore she must not have told anyone? I mean, you spout over and over again how it's none of our business, yada, yada. Well, then how do we know that none of this shit went on behind the scenes? You know why? It's none of our business. Well, maybe we shouldn't know. But you're sitting here looking for that to validate your fucking argument. But then you say it's none of our business. Make up your mind. I mean, I didn't need to know if he passed away or not. I didn't need to know this. I would have been fine not knowing one way or the other. You know, especially if it meant that people like Nonsense and Rabbit were going to stop fucking using this. I would have been more than happy to never know the answer to that. But here we are. Here we fucking are. And I'm going to remind people about this article from last November. We're going to go over some few things here real quick, because people seem to forget a lot of shit. I don't know who was responsible for that fake article. I do honestly though, I don't think it was Maui. I honestly, wholeheartedly, just by the actions of the day it was posted alone, what transpired in like the first 6 hours, I wholeheartedly believe that Nonsense and Becky knew something, or Nonsense and Becky, Nonsense and Rabbit knew something about it. They maybe not have been behind it. They maybe had no knowledge of it leading up until that day. Fine, I'll grant that. But they knew something. I really do believe that they were read into some shit somewhere somehow because of how they handled this information and the first thing they fucking did with it. So that's what I want to go over right now. I'm gonna check chat and then I'm gonna pull that shit up. Yeah, it's Mother Earth. It's same here. Like after my mom passed away, I remember one of my sisters telling me that the county, I think it's the county or the funeral home, I forget which it was, probably the county, they issued like so many death certificates for her. Like I want to say for free or something. After that, it was going to cost like $110 per copy or some shit like that. So I want to say it was like 10 of them for free. And then after that, it was 110 per copy. I'm not positive on that. I'm in New York State though. So I'm pretty sure though. I mean, it's not that hard to get a death certificate. All you're doing is confirming someone's dead. You're not going to do them any harm by confirming their death. So, I mean, sure, it may be a close record state, but they're not going to sit on that shit under lock and key. It's just a death certificate. You know, I mean, it's not someone's social security number or someone's like home address or something, you know? Even that shit, they don't really sit on that type of thing, but whatever. All right, so I have to pull up a couple things here. Oh, fuck. It's going to take me a second. I should have done this before. Damn it. First of all, so I'm going to be pulling up a live stream I did a while back. And I'm going to be pulling up a live stream from another channel. Wait, that's not what I want. I want YouTube Studio. No, I don't. I want my channel. Okay. It was a live stream, I think. What was it? Last November or something like that? So that was what? 8 months ago, maybe? All right, I'm at 8 months ago. Isn't it interesting, Michael? It's so interesting. I know. Fucking dick. You're a dick. I thought it was before that, but I guess not. Okay, here we go. No, that's the donation deceptions. Oh, wait, avoid rabbits. So it had been before that stream because I included shit in that stream. I think. I thought it was last November. Sorry, I know I should have probably pulled this up beforehand, but I wanted to look up whether or not you could obtain a death certificate. I thought it was right around the year. No, it's out there. That was 11 months ago. Okay. New article. Okay, there it is. All right, I got it. All right, so quick stream to discuss Marvin. Who is behind this fake news article? Okay, yep, here it is. All right, I got it. All right, so I got that one. Oh, wow, this is a 3-hour stream? What the fuck? Man, I talk a lot, don't I? So let me go to Rabbit. Oh, shut up, shut up, shut up. Okay, what was the date on this? 7 months ago? Okay. All right, so I want to pull up her stream that she did 7 months ago because that's really what I'm going to be highlighting here. Okay, there we go. 7 months. Okay. Okay, so we have what? Death hoax. Okay, there we go. Article on his passing. Author from where? Is that the first one? I think it was. Yep. Check the exact date. November 3rd. November 3rd. Okay. All right, so I'm going to pull up hers first for everyone. And I just noticed this. Her title. She titled it Marvin McRae article on his passing, author from where? And wasn't it rumored or something about the website that posted this had something about Hershey, Pennsylvania as their location or something? So author from where? Like this wasn't within hours of this being posted. Okay. I shit you not. Like I think I even state in my stream. Okay, I got posted. Transcript. Where's my earliest mention of that? 14 minutes into it. Okay. Okay, 14 minutes. All right, I'm gonna have to keep switching back and forth because I want to show this. I want to give a timeline. I want to give an idea of a timeline. So here's my stream. And I'm talking about like when it was posted and shit like that. I'm talking about when, I think. Posted publicly to Facebook how many tab, and this little box will come up and it will tell me exactly how many times this article, this link was posted publicly to Facebook, to Twitter, to Instagram, and to Reddit. It only does the 4 major social media companies right there. And they have to be public posts. So like a post in a private group, it's not going to register. And it will then show me, it will give me the link to the exact public post. And it will give me like a brief rundown of interactions, especially in Facebook. And I can download the data for that as far as Facebook goes. So to show you what I mean, I don't know, does this appear when I do this? Let me see. Can you see that? No, you can't see the drop-down menu. Shit. All right, let me see if I can do this. If it'll show up. It's not registering as a menu. God damn it. Okay, let me go ahead here. Oh, I think I know what it's talking about, the lock thing. Sorry, so it's weird after KG. But I don't know where to find it. Does anyone know how to do this? Because I tweeted to the author today. Let me see. Is she still around? Is my tweet still there? Okay, my tweet's still there. her post is still there. See her link. Does her link work? Nope. They took it down. Wow. That's right. That's when that's interesting. Discovered that they took it down. But these other sites still have it up. So let me go ahead and share that, and then I'm going to read it. I was going to show that they. So for this to have been posted on the website and then very shortly afterward posted to social media tells me that it was more than likely it was dropped in someone's DMs or it was shared with someone or whatever. Someone knew. Okay, there I someone was it was so, you know, and that's another thing too. Like there's so many of these websites on the internet, so many of them, like too many to count. So no one's going to really find this information, at least not right away, not without going through like pages of search results from Google. So for this to have been posted on the website and then very shortly afterward posted to social media tells me that it was more than likely it was dropped in someone's DMs or it was shared with someone or whatever. Someone knew, someone was made aware of it, and then they posted it to social media, and then it's right from there. That's what that tells me. And I'm trying to figure out who the first account was to post this on social media, which I did find the information earlier on CrowdTangle. That I do have screenshots of. That's right, because I sent the data, the information. My whole point with this is that my stream was the first stream to start talking about this on the day that this was posted. It was posted at something like 6 or 8 a.m. my time. And I don't know if it was a phone call or a message, but someone tipped me off to it like 2 or 3 hours later. And I saw something that reminded me of these other websites, which I'll get to in a minute. And so I jumped on the computer to look more into it. Within an hour of that, I started this stream. So was it the stream? Yeah, no, it was the stream. Maybe it was 6 p.m. then. I don't know. All the information's in the stream. I'll have to pull it up. But while I was streaming, Rabbit started streaming. And it looks like from Rabbit's stream, while, you know, again, a very, very small, short time frame, she's trying to push about where the author is from, allegedly, and trying to frame this as though it's all Molly's fault. Like Molly's the one behind it. And I also find funny, too, because on this website that posted this, or one of the websites that posted this, there were also articles about Molly on there. You know, nothing really flattering. But I thought that they were strange. So, which we'll get more into that in a moment. Where are the links for here? I had to have done something else. There's no links on here. I know I had links. I know I did. So, you know, 7 months. Okay. Maybe that's when I put the links on.
I'm going to fall asleep. You're going to forget to wake him up.
No, I won't forget to wake him up. I will. Okay. Pull that one up too. Actually, I think this was it. I think I did the, yeah, this is it. My bad. It wasn't the other stream. This one was it. I did the live stream, but I did it unlisted. So there was no chat, I think, or something. I don't know. I was off camera anyways, because it was early in the morning. That's right. Or it wasn't early in the morning when I started streaming. It was like early afternoon, but I had been busy since upon waking up or whatever, looking into this. So this is the one that will have all the links. Here we go. Link to my old video description. Okay. links to screenshots shown in stream, links to Marvan article site, the SNBC 13, link to NA article. Jesse's, okay. So this is it. This is what I was looking for. All right, so posted. Okay, that's talking about Katie. All right. Anyways, so we're going to just skim through this real quick. Right. What's up? Okay. Where am I?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm not even streaming this one. I'm sorry. See, I told you guys, I just have been very tired lately. There we go. Okay. Okay, so the name of this website is SNBC.
Okay.
Oh wait, it's that stream.
And I'll read the article in a second. First, I want to show one thing I look for in these sites is there any way it means which I can legitimately contact the author or someone on the site? And as usual, this one's got nothing. Like it gives me a name of a reporter that I can't even find this person on Google. Okay, this person, there's no way to contact this person through the website. They have contact up here at the top right, but it gives you an email, but you can't click on the email to have it open up anything. It doesn't even give you a submission page for a contact. Someone through email. You just have to look at the email, look at it.
I want to say too, the article that was written yesterday or today, I don't even know. It was yesterday. From the Your Content website or whatever, it says that it was authored by Jonathan Lee Riches. It really was authored by Jonathan Lee Riches. I reached out to Magnolia yesterday and confirmed. Because a part of me wondered, but upon looking into like the website and the article and where the links led to and whether or not you can contact, like all the things I did to find any credibility for the website that's up on the screen right now, I did to this Your Content site, and everything kind of penned out, I mean, even the Facebook icon led back to, I believe it's Jonathan Lee Rich's actual Facebook. So I kind of figured that was the case. That's why I made my community post and stated what I said. But after that, I kind of wondered, I thought, that's kind of sloppy on my part. I should confirm it just to be safe. And I did. So I just want to throw that out there. And I want to point out too, that much like the whole Natalie Kennett situation, people were looking to news articles for some sort of verification. And that I don't understand that. Like, why would any like legit media site be writing alleged stalkers from a lawsuit? no one's going to write about that. No fucking NBC or CBS or CNN's going to give a shit about that. No, not even Gawker. Is Gawker even a thing anymore? I don't even know if that's a thing still. Didn't they go? I think they went bankrupt, didn't they? Anyway, BuzzFeed, they're not going to give a shit about that. No one's going to write about that. So if there's an article writing about it, then it's there to serve a purpose. And this purpose is not to just inform people of news. It's to feed a narrative, to push one. And that's exactly what it was doing. And it's the same thing with writing about Marvin McRae, really. Like anything that was writing about this back in November, it was serving a purpose. And like now the only reason why, I mean, you can follow this article from yesterday back to the actual author. So sure, it was actually written by the actual author. But nobody else is picking it up. So I don't think it's newsworthy. I don't say that to sound crass or to sound cold-hearted or whatever. It's newsworthy to those of us in the community, I imagine, and to those who know and care for Marvin. Absolutely. It's like the most important news, probably. But that's not who these media sites are considering. They're considering readers as a whole. And by and large, I don't think that, and the same would go for Dre. I don't think anything major happening in her life would be newsworthy either. Just nobody even really knows who they are, So I still think it's strange that people are looking for other confirmation for this. And as far as hiring an investigator, I mean, like I just showed how you go about obtaining a death certificate. So an investigator would definitely, suffice there. But I imagine that they want to know if their son was buried or cremated, and if so buried, where. And I don't see Dre giving that information up anytime soon. And they might want to know that. So that's probably what the investigator would be for. Just throwing that out there. I think that maybe there's some concern on the family, though, too, that, I mean, I think now that he's actually gone, and he's been gone for over a month, and they didn't even fucking know. No one told them. In fact, it seems like people went out of their way to make sure that they weren't told. So between that and just knowing that their son is actually gone, I imagine that they're pretty pissed off. And I think that much like any one of us in their situation, we'd be looking for someone to blame, and we'd really want to blame her. And I think that that's where they're at right now in their grief. And I don't blame them one bit. I don't. I think that they're of the belief right now that Dre had more to do with this shit than what's been discovered through investigations. I don't blame them at all for feeling that way. And hell, maybe they were. I don't know. See it, but I'm also not looking at this through eyes of grief, so there's that. But I don't blame them at all. I don't. And this could have all been avoided before anyone wants to sit here and say, well, what they're doing is slandering Dre if that's what they're doing and pushing this, yada, yada. Yeah, maybe. It could have all been avoided had Dre just fucking informed them. Just fucking informed them. That's all she had to do was just tell them that their son was in the hospital when he was. And especially that their son passed away when he did. I mean, I kind of question how desperately she wants all this to go away, or people to stop talking about it, people to just shut up, or the family to leave her alone, because it's been stated, I don't think anyone can really dispute the fact that the reason why this shit blew up so big the first time around is because she didn't inform them and wouldn't let them see him. She didn't learn any kind of lesson there. I mean, when he died, she still kept that from them. So she had to have known like what was going to happen, what was going to transpire. And I'm not going to talk about this any more than this. I'm really not. I don't care to talk about Dre. I really don't care to talk about Dre. I don't care to talk about much of this. I don't care to talk about their marriage, their relationship, which she may or may not have done. I don't care to talk about it. But I do care to point out that so many people online have tried so hard to come at his parents and to hit them with everything they had, to discredit them, to disparage them, to expose them, and no one succeeded. Now, I think of that, and I think of Capture the Flag, okay, with Shia LaBeouf, and how quickly, and well, maybe not easily, but how quickly and seemingly easily 4chan users were able to pinpoint this flag based on like constellations and flight patterns, basically. Oh, and one social media post. They succeeded in what they sought out to do. So many people have sought out to just ruin this family, these parents, and they didn't succeed. That kind of tells me that maybe they're genuine with the things that they say, at least regarding this anyway, you know? And that's all that's all I care about, really. So long as people are trying to push this as bullshit, I mean, I don't know, maybe it is bullshit, but I really don't think it is. I can't imagine a father anywhere that would push this kind of story, this narrative, you know, or just even be okay with it being pushed, unless it were true. And I find it really kind of sick and disgusting how Nonsense and Rabbit are so desperate to prove Molly wrong, or for Molly to not be right, that they're willing and they're fine with keeping this going. I mean, how is that giving Marvin dignity? Seriously, like, how the fuck is that? And I mean, and not even that, they're now reverting to talking about last November or whatever. Yeah, last November with the death hoax here. They're now reverting back to that to try to push how this was all Molly. Molly fucking did this. She didn't. I can't explain. I mean, I don't know. I have nothing to prove. I mean, how do you prove a negative? First of all, you can't. But I have nothing to prove that other people did it, other than what I talk about in the stream here. Because these fake media sites, this isn't the first time I've seen these. The first time I seen these was through Sophie Long, was through Katie Joy sharing one of these websites, one of these articles about Sophie Long in a Facebook group years ago, like I think it was 2020. That's the first time I came across it. Was Meow, meaww.com is the name of the website. Which is it's a marketing site, basically, multi-marketing, media marketing site or whatever. It exists just to gain views and make money. It doesn't, it's going to put whatever is going to get them views in there. They're not beholden to anyone. And in fact, their head offices or whatever, their home offices weren't even in the United States. They were in India. A lot of these sites come from India or apparently like South Africa. But that was the first time I seen it. The second time I seen it was when Natalie was allegedly arrested, because Unirock started pushing this one news article. It wasn't ancestry.com. It was Story. It was a play on words on that, but it was story, not ancestry or something like that. And he was pushing that as some sort of proof that Natalie was arrested. But here's the thing. The source for the news article was Michael Saltz's tweets. Like, literally, that was it. That was it. So it was just repeating tweets put up on Twitter about it. So yeah, so that was the second time I seen it. And then here, this was the third time with this death hoax here. Now, yeah. But what I find highly suspicious is while I was doing the stream, like before I was done with the stream, Rabbit was streaming. In fact, I believe I messaged her afterward. Pretty sure I did. Let me pull that. Let me see that'll tell me what time of the day it was. And it bothers me that you can't look that up on your streams. So sent. Wait, just don't want to put in the other letters. Doesn't make sense. Okay, I don't remember her email. Damn it. All right, but I don't email that many people, so. All right, already in last year. November 3rd, here we go. Yep. So I sent the email at 5:09 p.m. By the way, here's the, oh, was that the first one? Yeah. By the way, here's the link to the stream I did regarding this article. Oh, I could have found it here. Jesus. I don't know if there's anything there might help you, but I show how this isn't the first time this has happened with fake news sites when Katie has been involved. Oh, I'm sorry. Here's the first one I sent her. 4:34 p.m. Here's the data I mentioned. I can only download the Facebook data, so I screenshot the other platform postings. All right, I'm going to pull up those links here in a second. Oh, okay. So, oh, I love that I did this. I do. So this is a tweet even still there? I'm thinking, what is this? What did I say this is? Links are, okay. I don't know what they are. Okay, yep, I got it. Okay. So this was the first posting I found on social media regarding this death hoax or whatever. It was on Twitter because I know the other stream I talk about or whatever, but I actually looked into it and I found it on Twitter. This was the first one. It's still up to snbc13.com from Mind of Monsters. So yeah, I don't know who this is. I have no idea who this is. And I'm not saying anything. I'm not suggesting anything or anything like that. I'm just saying what I found. That's it. This was on November 3rd, 2:53 p.m. So what else? What other links do I have there? This was the author of the article. And her page no longer exists. Pritchard author, it says in the URL. Page doesn't exist. Oh, wait, no, was it? Oh, okay, her status doesn't exist. I don't think the page exists anymore, though, either. Oh, no, wait. This last one is the earliest posting. Okay, I'm sorry. That wasn't the earliest posting. This one was. I got to read my shit first. Smith Olivia. And this page doesn't exist anymore either. And I don't know why I shared that one. Hush puppy essay. Okay. Anyway, now I want to show these screenshots here. Okay, so this is what I was talking about, how there's a browser extension that will search the major social media sites to see how many times a link was shared to these social media sites. So on this link in particular, the SNBC one, there were 4 times that the link was tweeted. It was on Twitter. That's it. And these are the 4 times these are the links that I pulled up. Okay. So these are those links. Then, Crowd Tangle. That's right. That's the name of the browser, in case anyone wanted to look it up. This is how many times it was shared on Facebook. One time. Inside EKO News. This was, this is the person who shared it in the group, I believe. Oh, this is the raw data for the Crowd Tangle thing. Okay. Now, my whole reason, though, I know people are probably looking at this like, yeah, what does this prove or whatever? It doesn't prove anything, but here's the thing. The second that this was found out to have been created or whatever, from the very second, and I'm going to pull up Rabbit Stream again, they start pushing this, that it was Molly, because Molly was in Georgia when she made mention, or it was she or Justin, or I forget which one actually first made mention, but they made mention of it in the live stream. Now, they didn't push the article. Someone in the live chat said that this is who's reporting it, and they repeated it. They weren't pushing any article. They weren't pushing that it was fake. They weren't pushing that anyone else was behind it. They just repeated what they were told. And they were mostly going off of any information or their conversations with Marvan's parents. That's where they were really just like citing any information from. But the second like nonsense and Rabbit and Unirock get wind of this article, which was right fucking away, let me add, they're pushing that it was Molly. It was Molly. I can't believe they did this. I can't believe they did this. Like, they didn't even start off from a place of like, Molly just really needs to vet information before she shares it. It was quite irresponsible of her to do this. I wouldn't trust her for that reason. They didn't even come at her like that. They came at her as she's behind this. They created this. They're behind it. They're the ones, they're playing with life and death here, which I don't even know how that's playing with life and death, but whatever. That's what they did. And again, I question someone who's, it feels and sounds like to me that was the whole purpose of this article, was so people could then just point the finger at Molly because of how hard they were coming for Molly beforehand, how hard they kept coming for Molly right up until her channel's being taken down. And now her channel's not even there and they're still fucking talking shit about her. It's ridiculous. It's so fucking insane to me. But anyways, which one do I want to play first? Why do messages come through my phone last? Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. I've been wondering about the obit. I can't pull it up though. I tried pulling up the obituary earlier and I had to like download an extension. I'm like, fuck that. I'm not downloading any shit. Sorry, I won't do that. I don't trust things like that. But let me see if I can pull this up. Okay. So I got the website pulled up, but I don't say the 18th. Wait a minute. You just made me think of something here. Whoa, wait a minute. See, here's the fucking, no, I'm not downloading that shit. Go away. I can't fucking dark mode for browser. Why the fuck? All right, I'm going to have to try this again some other way. I have to get to the 16th. See, here's what here's what I'm questioning. I wonder who's behind the obituary. Because now today's technically the 18th, okay? But the article that Jonathan Lee Riches wrote, he wrote that on the 16th, I believe, correct? Oh, here we go. Okay, now I got it. But is it gonna let me pull it up? Okay, so it's just the bullshit. No, there it is. I can't pull it up. But here, I can show you this because this is my whole point. It doesn't even matter what the obit says. This is not a real bit. This is a bullshit obit. So, and if anyone is referencing this as though it's a real obituary, let me show you why that's dumb. Marvin McRae obituary, Arizona resident has passed away. It's dated June 16th. He passed away in May, though, right? Like over a month ago. So if this were a real, genuine obituary written by loved ones or people in the know, then it would have been written in May. It wouldn't have been written 2 days ago or a day and a half ago, whatever. So, I almost wonder if someone's like, this came to be because they're trying to discredit this information being released, being slipped out or something. I don't know. That's what it seems like to me. Yeah, I don't know what to make of Dre's silence. I don't know. I don't really care. I mean, I imagine that she's probably pissed off that this information got out. See, here's the thing. I don't know what she was gaining, what satisfaction she was getting necessarily of keeping this information from people, other than just the simple fact of keeping information from people, this information from people, from those who pissed her off or whatever, ultimately. And I question that. I mean, just that's not honoring anyone's life or anything by doing that. It's not honoring their loved ones. It's not honoring their love. I mean, so I question that. And I don't mean to sit here and talk shit about her. I don't want to do that. But I mean, it seems like we're here talking about her because she's putting everything out there on public in lives for the purpose of getting viewers, which is going to generate people talking. Okay. Just like how this information got out to begin with. She took to her social media asking for formula or something. And oh my God, that's what I want to play. This is crazy to me. You know, fuck it. I'm going to go there. I don't care. Let's go there. I didn't want to go there, but we will. Where is it? That TikTok of hers. I want to play a small part of it. Like, seems so, I can't believe someone had the balls to say this, you know? Oh, I guess I started a YouTube or a Twitter space earlier today. I didn't mean to. I had my phone on me at work in my back pocket, so I think I butt spaced. So if anyone's seen something or listened to something, I guess it was playing like music or some shit. I don't even know what. I haven't even heard it yet, but someone sent me a picture of it, and they're like, "Oh, what's this?" I'm like, "That would be my ass." Oops. But yeah. So I apologize for that. Okay, it's not. Who sent it to me? Someone fucking sent it to me. That's crazy. Oh, fuck. All right, I'll find it. Oh, that's my wrong Facebook. Does anyone know her Twitter handle or TikTok handle? Because I think I'm going to have to find it that way. Wait, shit, don't play anything. Let me mute something. Mute this quick. Okay, I got it. So this is her TikTok. Pause it. What the hell? Why is it changing on me? I swear to God, I hate the TikTok's whole fucking format setup and everything. It's so annoying. Like nothing stays where you move the slightest thing and like you're like 5 freaking videos away from where you started. It's crazy.
I recorded me doing my makeup today, and then I was doing a voiceover. Somehow I ended up deleting the entire video. But the things that I had wanted to say, I feel like are too good to not say it. So instead of doing a voiceover while y'all watch me,
Oh my God, get to the point.
I'm on Instagram and YouTube and now TikTok. Me and my husband together have been that's how long I've been on social media, and he's 7 now. To Tucson, Arizona, and it was very apparent that this was going to be a very long-term injury. During the first month that he
Right
was
here.
hospitalized, the VA was feeding him a formula that I could tell his body was having severe reactions to before he could get off the ventilator for about 8 hours. But when they increased the specific feeding, there would be so many things that would happen, including he couldn't even be off the ventilator for 5 minutes. Doctors always blame the brain injury. But I know my husband. I knew he was having a bad reaction to that.
This is where I take issue with this. She's not a medical professional. She doesn't know her husband's body workings, like health wise, or just, I don't know, biology wise. She knows maybe her husband's behavior, her husband's, facial expressions. She can maybe know what he's thinking or whatever by looking at him. But she can't know whether or not his heart is pumping to full capacity by looking at him or by how he's breathing or whatever, because she's not a fucking doctor. Okay. She's trying to control everything to the point where she's thinking she knows better. She's blaming this formula that the hospital gave him when he's having a severe reaction. What severe reaction is that? Like, this bothers me. This really bothers me. So given this, I'm not sure I'm going to trust or believe much of anything she's done. And here we are. What was this? 4/9? Is that what that 4/9 means? Does that mean April 9th? I think. I don't know. It's TikTok. I don't fucking know. But providing that that's what it means, this is almost a year later. And this is still where her mindset is. I mean, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't. Something about this sticks out. And I'm not saying she's responsible for him being there. No, absolutely not. Unless and until I see evidence supporting that, I will be of the belief and I will be over here saying she had nothing to do with it. Sorry. That's where I'm going to stand on that. But this is why I say that people have a right to talk about this. I'm sorry, because this is what she's putting out there. This is what she wants people to view this. She wants people to hear her words, to know what she's saying, to know of this situation, to know of this whole experience. Well, then she doesn't get to then say it's none of your fucking business. I mean, she can, but she can't expect people to actually be like, okay, you're right, it's none of my fucking business. They're going to talk. They're going to fucking talk. I mean, you don't have to entertain it. You don't have to breathe life into it. You don't have to participate. And in fact, the more you try to shut it down, the more you're going to Streisand the fuck out of it. So you might as well just try to ignore it if that's what you want. But no one here has any leg to stand on, especially no one here has any leg to stand on to expect people to not talk about this when this is what's being put out there. And especially if they themselves are talking about it, to talk about how we are talking about it. Make that make sense. That you have to know that if you exhibit the same behavior that you take issue with, then you're showing that you don't take that much issue with that behavior, because you're finding that it's acceptable to be done or said in certain situations. You're finding things to be acceptable, to be exceptional. Like you're making, I don't know, words can't fucking come to my head right now. I'm tired and I'm just miserable. But if you're going to allow for special situations for shit behavior, then you don't get to judge when other people choose the same shit behavior. Because for all you know, they determine that to be a special situation too. And no two special situations are going to be the same in everyone's minds. You know, it's all subjective. So either you have an issue with the behavior or you don't. And if you're doing the behavior, well, then you're going to fall on the side that you don't have an issue with it. So I think that that's important to put out there. All right, I'm over that now. I'm going to pull up a stream here because I wanted to touch on some of the things people said. And in fact, that was the whole point. I planned on coming on here to commentate, but then I just remembered all these other things. So let's talk about nonsense here quick. I'm not playing this whole thing. It's 2.5 hours. You can fuck off with that. So the person who was just in my Facebook Messenger, have you seen the stream? And if so, do you have an idea of where I should start from? Like, about? Oh, as far as like why Jonathan Lee Riches called them a gay couple, I don't think Jonathan Lee Riches was really like completely just in the know maybe of them. I don't know. But also I want to put out there that, and I know that this is plain semantics, and I've may very well deserve some fucking ridicule for this, but how do we know how he meant the word gay? They did seem very happy on screen with each other often. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. It's a very odd thing to read, and that I agree. So I wonder if maybe he meant something weird like that. I don't know. Because that really just makes more sense than anything else, I guess. But I find it funny though how some people, I think it was Nonsense, in fact, who said it. Let me look this up. Oh wait, there's no transcript, is there? This is not loading. Oh, there is. Okay, good. Okay, right here. I think it was her. I don't know. I might be wrong. 142.11. Oh, fucking come on.
Calls them a gay couple. I mean, how much more slanderous can you get?
There you go. Right there. It was her.
How
much more slanderous can you get? Really? So being called a gay couple, being called gay is slander now? Oh, no, that's right. She goes on. She elaborates on this. I forgot about that.
You got BHB over there acting up, suing people.
Yeah, let me rewind that.
Absolute insanity. You've got JLR over there suing a dumbass. You got BHB over there acting up. We looked at the SNBC 13 article. You can go Google JLR's website and see he calls them a gay couple. I mean, how much more slanderous can you get? I don't know what the fupas dragging on the ground are up to, but you got BHB over there acting up, suing people. Absolute insanity. You've got JLR over there suing a dumbass, which absolute insanity. And you got Molly, who nobody's paying attention to, sitting over on Kick, strumming her little violin. Poor Molly, nobody cares. Nobody likes her. So what does she do? She comes back with some egregious bullshit. And no matter what you say at the end of the day, even if he did pass away, Marvon deserves dignity. And it is not Molly Golightly and a bitch in a bathroom's place to be announcing this to anybody.
You're right.
Nobody.
You're right. Maybe it's not their place to be announcing it to anyone. Well, that's the thing, though. You cannot contain information. You can't. You just can't. I mean, even like your major government agencies having a hard time doing that. The president of the United States was having an affair with a 19, 20-year-old intern or whatever. Only 2 people knew about it. That shit got out. You cannot contain information. You just can't. So given that, if you yourself are going to choose to not be the one to put it out there when you are the one who's closely, most directly related to this, and you probably should be the one to put it out there, but you choose not to, then really, I feel like you just can't really bitch that it gets out other ways. I don't know. I don't feel like you can. Maybe it wasn't their place, but they did, and I'm going to say too, that though I first learned about this through someone sharing the JLR article with me, I didn't believe it until I heard Marvin Sr. confirm it. That's when I believed it. So in my mind, it's really Marvin Sr. who put it out there. And in that case, I feel like he had every right to be the one to announce that because he was his father. He wasn't the only person that had a right to do that, in my opinion, but he's definitely one of the people who did. So.
But again, they shot their credibility months ago. They've never had any credibility, to be honest, ever. She's trying to blame it to everybody else. She's tried, everything is look over there, not over here. But right now, Molly wants the attention. She's wanting people to follow her on Kick. She thinks that doing this, people are going to be excitedly waiting for her to get on Kick and, screen record her so she can get brought back over to this platform. She's trying to get back on YouTube. There's clips of that on Tragic Tea. And somebody else, there was another, I'll find it and post him. Y'all, nothing has changed. Again, I'm not trying to claim that it's completely the truth or not. We don't know. Nobody knows. And even if I did, like I said before, I wouldn't be.
Yeah, I'm going to start from about here. And you're right. We don't know. But why do you care?
All I can say.
Why are you so invested in people not believing this? I mean, I don't get it. I mean, are you just like really pissed off about it? Are you that much against Molly? Do you just hate having egg on your face? I don't fucking, I don't even know why this would put egg on your face, but it seems like you feel like your egg's on your face now. I don't get it. Like, dude, well, I'm sorry. I did not mean to do that. I know that was scary. I'm sorry.
If it's true, may Marvin finally get the peace he deserves. May Marvin finally get the dignity he deserves, because he sure as hell ain't going to get it out here with social media. It ain't going to happen. These people don't give two cares. Molly turned that into the Molly show. Poor Molly. This was about justice for Marvin. When did it turn into justice for Molly? And Marvin's story isn't why Molly is off the internet or off YouTube. Molly's behavior is why Molly is off YouTube. But let's take a look back at what they pulled in November, because I think people are getting really out of sorts with these sources here. So as you guys know, in November, if you didn't know, this happened in November. They needed content. They were going down to Georgia, and she needed some views. Okay, that's what it was. They used the Quentin Simon case as a facade to act like they were going to save the world again, save another child, get answers. No, they weren't. They were going down there to exploit Marvin's story. It was Marvin's birthday weekend. Not only was it Marvin's birthday weekend, which he does not celebrate because of his own belief systems, but they took it to a next step and announced that he had passed away.
So right here, she's saying that this was all orchestrated. It was all planned. That Molly was going down to Georgia for some other case, but there was a bullshit. There was a facade. They were actually going down there to meet up with Marvin's family. I mean, Savannah, Georgia. A lot of people live in fucking Savannah, Georgia. I don't see. Okay, whatever. I think it was just a coincidence. But she's saying, nope. It was all part of the plan. And they went down there, and it just happened to be his birthday, which I didn't even know that. And they wanted to make it like his death day too. So they put this out, and this is what they did. That's for views. That's what Molly did for views. Molly had no problem getting views. She, at least my entire time knowing her on Facebook, she never had a fucking problem getting views. She didn't need to do anything to get views, let alone something this extravagant. So.
Then they claimed that Letitia knew that he had passed away before anybody else. Sounds similar to last night? The stories don't click, and the sources that they're using have been, let's just go. Tabloid, I wouldn't even claim that these are tabloid type stories. Again, this is a throwback to November, but I want you to pay attention to the story that they told in November, because, wow, it's almost the same. They've only changed a few little things. And wouldn't you know, Molly today, about an hour ago, is on Facebook demanding that Dre answer the phone for Wynette. Kind of seems similar to what they were trying to do in November when they couldn't get a response and she wouldn't pick up the phone. I mean, why would you pick up the phone to these people? Why would you? Yeah, Proud Mama, there's no reputable source that has provided anything so far. Absolutely no reputable source whatsoever. No vetted source, no verified. You ask these people who are claiming that it's 100% factual, they'll give you the runaround about what their source actually was. It is what it is. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get into it. Here we go. This is my video from November. Sorry, I don't remember. I don't think I used a voice changer in this one, though. Let's see. The SNBC. Okay, this is November of nonsense on the web. Today, we're going to discuss the source of this information, the SNBC 13 source. There's been a lot of questions about where that potentially came from, what happened with that, and I just wanted to break some of this down. So I'm going to go back and we are going to talk about how this all happened. I've got some clips that we're going to share and go over of how this all broke down, and then we're going to talk about the source also. Hopefully giving people a better understanding.
Please call Wynette. Can you please call Wynette again?
I did already.
She's calling me again. She's gonna knock me off.
No, that's
They breed crackheads and baby
No, it wasn't. It was Wynette. Okay, so I don't know if you guys have heard, but apparently Dre McCrae posted in her Slay with Dre McCrae group that Marvon McCrae has passed away. I don't know the details of this, but she claims. Yeah, please don't call my phone yet, because she'll not. Yeah, so yes, that's what according to Dre McCrae and her fans, that's what she's saying, that he passed away. So if that is so, my heart goes out to Miss Letitia, her children, the family that loves him, Miss Wynette, Mr. Marvon Sr., all of his friends, and all of the men who cared about him.
She cared so much about this that she never came back on and ever corrected it. She never made a video and said, look, we were wrong. He's still alive. She never admitted that they were wrong in November. Do you know how many people still believe at this day that Marvon passed away in November? Do you understand how many people have came out of the woodwork right now and said, wait, I thought he passed away in November? Nope. No, ma'am. And you want to know something else? Nope. So SNBC 13 was one of the very first to come out with an article. Imagine that. Isn't it ironic that not only that, JLR from JLR Investigates made an article claiming that he was the first to release it. And he quoted one of the very first admins of the Exposing Dre McCrae group as her full legal name in the article. Now you tell me that JLR was not working hand in hand with his source, MGL. So once again, they don't even have confirmation of this, but get this, it even gets better. It even gets better. They took it. Molly couldn't get anybody to pick up. Spanky has been live. Guess what Spanky's not talking about? This. Justin has a way of trying to separate himself when there's not vetted information. If you notice in the comments of that video last night, which we're not going to be playing because, again, she's irrelevant and she likes to pass off misinformation, you ain't get no views over here. Sorry. You've been nothing but a lying fool all along. You ain't not going to pay attention to you now. But Spanky.
I had to pause this for like 10 seconds. I just have to go make sure that my son moves his car. Oh, wait a minute. No, he's responding to me. Move your car before you get a ticket. Okay.
In the comment section, kept saying that they tried to confirm it for days. They couldn't confirm it. But then as soon as it came out of Marvon Sr.'s mouth, they had confirmation. Because supposedly Marvon Sr. had a conversation with the coroner. But you know who's not covering it? Spanky. Spanky. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think?
Really? He's not? Because I heard him talking about it. He was in the live stream chat on Beta stream. Why? Because he just hasn't done a stream himself yet. But he's talking about it. He's contributing to the discussion. So how is he not covering it? I mean, and even still, like, isn't that what you all wanted, was for them to shut up about it? So if one of them shut up about it, now you're going to hold that against them as, isn't that ironic? Why? Why is that ironic? You know, oh my God, you're an idiot.
And I'm sure he'll be cremated immediately if this is true. I don't know if this is 100% true. All I'm saying is that I don't have a screenshot of this because I'm not a fan of hers.
And as you all know, there was no such screenshot. There was no such comment. There was nothing in her group. And she never came back and out of the Patreon that supposedly lied to her and sent her a message saying that Dre posted about this. She didn't do anything. She just kept on moving.
Well, no, of course she didn't. Because she's not Katie Joy. She doesn't out people like that. Jesus Christ.
She announced to the whole internet that he passed away in November. Then they did all these interviews and this whole thing. They were talking about getting a PI, which I have all of that. If you guys want me to go into it, we can do that. I got it all. These fools have done this exact same thing. They just switched up the coroner piece this time. And the exact same biological family members, which again, I'm not giving them the respect at all because they deserve none.
Wow.
Because here's the thing people forget. When they went to Arizona, Marvon Sr. and Wynette were in Arizona to visit Marvon in June. They saw him. They were allowed to see him when he was at the VA. There was an incident, which we all saw, which kind of was the catalyst of social media picking up and going over the top with it. But what we didn't know until late August was that Dre had reached out to Wynette and texted her apologizing to her for the misunderstanding and her thinking she was somebody else. Guess who didn't respond to Dre? Wynette. She said, it's not my place. Well, you sat here and came to social media and made a big show out of how you couldn't get a hold of her. You couldn't get in contact with her. She wouldn't answer your phone calls, any of that stuff. But come to find out, Dre reached out to her and apologized, and she ignored her. She ignored her. And then in August, when they needed content, they brought Wynette on, Spanky.
If they were true, okay, I'm not, maybe we're true, okay, but whatever. If they were to mean something, then why the fuck hasn't Dre at least given Wynette the respect of this information? Why the fuck is that? Why? I mean, it's great she apologized to her allegedly, but for the sake of argument, let's say you're right. What's your point? What does that prove? What does that help? What does that support? What are you getting at? Because nothing changed after this said apology. So what was the point of the apology then?
His channel, and they did a whole show trying to call Dre on the phone once again for content. And then they didn't get what they wanted then. So what happens? We're told that they filed court orders too. All the money went to these court orders that are non-existent. But then in November, well, we need more content. Guess what? They announced that he passed away. And you wonder why people don't trust these people. Come on now. It's been this nonstop. Change the story. And by the way, he also said last night on there that Dre was limited and she couldn't go to the hospital because she was doing stuff and putting things in his IV. That has been confirmed to be 100% not factual. She was never booted from the hospital. Because of social media, the hospital went into kind of a, I don't even call it a lockdown, but it wasn't because of Dre. It was because of social media and all the crazies that were calling there. Now, Letitia made 2 trips, or so they claim. Again, he was at the VA just as of recently. Dre announced that. And they knew that at the VA, they couldn't be stopped from seeing him. But do you think they ever attempted to return? No, they just keep coming to social media saying, oh, we're the victims. We're the victims. You guys all remember the last time Bitch in the Bathroom and the Weird Hat Bitch, Spanky and Molly were together on Molly's panel when she had a channel? Do you guys remember that? They raised money. You remember that? 5 big donations because in 2 weeks, something big was going to transpire and they were going to go back out there. You remember that? And Molly made this big stink of, oh, don't worry. If it doesn't come out, I'm going to keep a hold of the money and then I'll just give it back to the donators.
I
never came of that.
I don't know what the hell that was about.
Nothing ever came of that. You know what? They moved on. They skirted right on into the next drama. It's been like this all along.
Please stop fighting. Enough. Please stop fighting.
Tiger Talks, I'm going to get into those. I've got all of them.
Mallory's
Down. And
as we all know, Molly initially announced it when they got to Savannah, Georgia on streams such as this, that they had heard through their Patreons that Dre had made a post in her group. Granted, we know that post never existed. There was never such a post in Dre's group. There was never such a post anywhere about the situation. Molly confirms that she's never seen post, but she's announcing it. You also hear at that time that they are trying to contact Wynette. This was before supposedly the family knew anything about what was going on, which Molly kind of confirms with that they don't know what's going on. But let's take it a step forward. The next day, they did another live that night, said a lot more, talked a lot more, but we're focused on SNBC.
Let me take a second here and look at chat. I haven't looked at chat in a while and I kind of feel bad about that. Molly looked like a fool being wrong. No way. Yeah, no way did she plan that. Molly had tons of eyes on her being outside that missing child's home. She was set up. Isn't that obvious? Exactly. That's my whole take on it too. And not only that, she was preoccupied. So she had tons of eyes on her. She's preoccupied with something else. And she's not at home. Like if something were to happen and I were not near my desktop or my laptop or something like that, where I do the majority of any channel related work, I would feel like shit. I would feel kind of like I was coming from a handicap or whatever, like I couldn't properly give this the attention that it needed because I don't have all my equipment or all my stuff near me, whatever. So maybe that was the thing too. I don't know. But this was just her not being home, I think, made this easier to sell because it was harder for her to really give it the attention that it, probably needed. Hey, Steve. Grab it and nonsense slide and 1 + 1 = 2. Okay. Oh, really, Mandy? According to her TikTok comments, meaning Dre, she's been asking for money for his care the last couple of months. People are very upset hearing he may be gone, and she still is making it like he's alive. But yeah, I mean, that's why she came back to social media, right? Well, I think that's why she came back to social media when she did, and she even said as much that there's no reason why she shouldn't be making money. She can't continue going on not making money. So, and she went on and into detail about what his care was costing, what his formula, his food, his vegan food or whatever was costing and shit like that. So, did someone say that they're unsubbing me? Okay. I'm not sure you were a sub, to be honest, but even whether or not, okay. And I'm going to say this to anyone else who wants to unsub me. By all means, do whatever it is you feel you need to do. I get that. Whatever. I'm not going to tell you otherwise. I do hope that eventually, though, you can get to a point where you can just take what you like from content creators and leave the rest, because that's what I do. I don't know. That's what I do. Hey, Al. Hi, Al Capone. All the articles I found don't say his date of birth or date of death. They don't say wife, next of kin, survived, nothing. Something sketch about it, in my opinion. Yeah. What I find most sketch though about that obituary that people are now referencing is like, look at how fucking bullshit this is. It was written on the 16th. The 16th. Obviously, that's not his fucking obituary. That's another fucking fake news site masquerading as something else. But of course, people are pulling that up and referencing that as that some sort of proof for them. And another thing that, okay, when Rabbit did her stream back in November, she knew to pull up things on the website to display a lack of credibility. Okay. And it's fine. Like a lot of people may know this. I'm not judging that. Okay. But she knew this. She knew how to do this. She knew what to look for. Or she put on a good show of stumbling across what to look for, whatever, however. And of course, she took this right away to, hurl shit at Molly. But she knew this. So if people are looking at this obituary site and they're failing to see the same fucking shit, but they're now using it because it supports their story, well, then I question their intent. I question their motives. I question what the fuck they're doing, because that kind of screams guilt to me. It's my opinion. Anyway, I don't know. Dre's getting hammered. Oh, I already read that. Oh, no, wait. Dre's getting hammered on TikTok. People are asking for a status, and she says it's not their business, and she's putting up boundaries. Then people are saying she out her entire life out there. Yeah, exactly. She does. And it's fine. She can say whatever's not people's business. She can say that all she wants, but it's the hypocrisy. She was going live every other. Hi, LB. She was going live every other morning, getting ready to go to the hospital to see Vaughn. No lives, no getting ready to go see Vaughn, no updates on Vaughn, no longer making purchases for Vaughn, preparing for him. Yeah, and yeah, this could very well be a KD distraction thing. But the thing is that I do think that he really did pass away. So I maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure how much. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's being used as that, but I don't think it was created or it came about because of that. Because I mean, he really did pass away, I believe. Oh, yeah, that's what I was looking for. Autistic. Oh, okay. It must have been you that sent that to me. I must have been looking on the wrong one. Where are you? Did you send him in the group chat? Yeah, you must have sent him in the group chat. Okay. Let's see. In the archive, we met what? An article from a schedule. Oh, so there's other ones. Okay. Yeah, all right. All right. Let me look at chat one more time, and then I'm going to go back to him and play. I know this is a KG distraction tactic because she's upset about the 2 documentaries. Yeah. Well, I mean, is she upset about the one though? I mean, she's pushing it though, but which I really feel for the people who are in the truth documentary or whatever, because she's gonna shit all over it. All right.
13.com. How SNBC13.com got involved was the next morning after that first setup and all of the discussion about the post and not being confirmed and yada, yada, yada. Justin goes live streaming from the AKA protest, what they're calling a protest, outside, and you'll see how that goes down.
Make sure, look at the.
Is this when it was first mentioned?
She's cussing at somebody.
My editing skills were lacking at that point in time, but you'll get the point.
Let me try this.
They are randomly filming some other people that are counter protesting them at the time. That's what they're doing. And you'll see where SNBC 13 gets mentioned.
Justin, thank you so much. Hey, Marissa, SNBC 13 is confirming Vaughn passed away.
Okay, so right there. A random comment. Justin is like waiting for this comment to come through. It's from a lady by the name of Jill, who you still see her account running around. She pops into his comment, sends him a super sticker attached to $2 and says, SNBC 13 has confirmed. So they broke the news the night before, and then follow up the next day within 24 hours. There's an article on this website called SNBC 13, which was initially filled with nothing but misinformation. But Spanky randomly gets this $2 super sticker that SNBC 13 confirmed it. And you know what? Spanky has used SNBC 13, which is not even tabloid-ish type quality journalism. It's completely disgusting journalism. Not even, you wouldn't even call it journalism. It's like the smut websites. He used that to confirm other stories that he has talked about too. He's used them as a source numerous times. Now we know SNBC 13 is based out of South Africa.
I want to know when. Show me when and where he has used that site to confirm anything before. Because there would be some damning fucking info, I think, right? But yet this is the first time I've ever heard that. So like, really, I need to see some proof.
We also know that they both have a sub, well, quite the sub that likes to go around talking about how she's from South Africa. Do you think it's just coincidental? Now, Molly and them, after we started debunking the source, tried to come out and say that one of us was responsible for the article. So I'm waiting on that now too. I'm waiting on this to be, source tried to talking about how she's from South Africa. Do you think it's just coincidental? Now, Molly and them, after we started debunking the source, tried to come out and say that one of us was responsible for the article. So I'm waiting on that now too. I'm waiting on this to be, oh, they're all behind these articles, when in reality, these articles were done before Molly went live and broke this news yesterday.
So you're waiting for Molly and them to do exactly what you're doing? Is what is it? What would that prove? That would prove that maybe you're both kind of feel guilty, right? Or not? I don't know. Like,
have absolutely set so much crap up to look certain ways. Let's continue to go. So you hear Justin announce it to Molly. It came up on Justin's screen from an account named Jill with a $2 super chat. Again, this was the next morning. There had been no media, no nothing. And all of a sudden, this comment pops up on Justin's screen with a $2. I don't know if it's a super sticker or super chat from Jill. And you hear Molly talking in the background. But let's look at that clip of what Molly is saying at the time.
He's got to go on down.
Here's Molly's version. This was actually on BHB's stream. Molly was in the camera with Blowhorn Betty and announced it on Blowhorn Betty's stream.
Oh
not
my
Molly's own
God.
stream,
So,
on Blowhorn
oh my God,
Betty's
you
stream.
fucking right there. You just debunked your entire fucking theory right there. If she did this all for views, then why the fuck would she have done this on somebody else's channel? If it was done for views, then she would have been on her own fucking channel, right? Why would she be on Betty's? I mean, just fucking, oh my God. It's like people forgot how to think.
Tweaking. Tweaking. That's a sick stuff right there.
Did we just have NBC 13 confirm that Marvon McRae has passed away?
Notice she left off the SNBC 13 and she just says NBC 13. Yeah, good try, Molly. First of all, she says NBC 13. Oh my gosh. Sorry. I'll just let myself talk on this one because I sound like a broken record. I remember this stuff like it was yesterday, though. That is one thing. I kind of have a photographic memory about some stuff. The site is snbc13.com, not an NBC affiliate.
Marvon McRae has passed away.
Sick stuff right there. Tweaking. That's a sick stuff right there.
Did we just have NBC 13 confirm that Marvon McRae has passed away?
Notice she left off the SNBC 13 and she just says NBC 13. Yeah, good try, Molly. First of all, she says NBC 13. Oh my gosh. Sorry. I'll just let myself talk on this.
Okay. But I mean, people hear the website, the name of the site, and they don't hear the SNBC. They think NBC. It is, unless you're looking to really like accurately share or pass along the website, do you really look at it and maybe then you notice the S? All you hear is NBC because that's what we're conditioned to hear when we hear major media, because NBC is huge.
This one because I sound like a broken record. I remember this stuff like it was yesterday, though. That is one thing. I kind of have a photographic memory about some stuff. The site is snbc13.com, not an NBC affiliate whatsoever.
To pass that on, can somebody? Baby Killer lives here. Baby Killer lives here. If anyone can go over. That's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
He can't walk.
No emotions, no nothing. Yep, it's true. And goes on. Can you pass this on? They don't take the time to vet the source whatsoever. They just run with it.
Then you have to be able to see both ways and they're pulling out.
So when Molly announces this, not long after, she makes a post in her own community tab on YouTube. You can see here that the initial post said, "Rest peacefully, Marvon. You deserved and earned so much better in your life. So many of us truly loved you. Our hearts go out to the family, friends who truly loved you, and see your precious son that is left behind. Sweet, adorable, amazing little Raza." I can't, Semperfy, I think is what she's saying. And then she provides the link for this article. Well, interesting enough, this is what happens not long after they made the initial post that he had passed away on the site. Pretty soon that goes down. The initial article goes down, which if you want to see the full breakdown, Rabbit has it on down the Rabbit Hole News. Then up comes this. And you'll see that the initial link that Molly posted is a broken link. It says page not found. Page not found. Then I went and looked from the other way because it says death hoax. So I pulled it up to see what the updated article was because the initial article went down and then this updated one goes up and it says death hoax. You can read through it. A lot of you have seen the entire article. One thing to notice though about all of this that is really interesting is they insert one comment here, a screenshot of it looks like a Facebook.
Okay, they're right there. I mean, having the follow-up article calling it a death hoax while you're sitting here trying to, that doesn't make Molly look good. That doesn't paint, it doesn't, if anything, it makes her look like she jumped the gun. And sure, maybe she did. But the whole follow-up article doesn't serve anyone other than those trying to discredit Molly. It doesn't serve Molly. So the fact that, I feel like that's like the biggest giveaway in this, and that someone who was just looking to harm Molly more than anything put out that follow-up article. And this part here, because they had to have dropped the bait for Molly. And I would think that to ensure success, they're going to drop the bait, I think, in more than one place. And it just so happened that the one that she picked up on was the one in the live stream chat or whatever. And I wonder what this next part was all about.
Post, which it is a Facebook post. So I was like, that's who the article is sourcing as their information, well, let's look at that and figure out why would that be? Where would this is just a throwback to remind you of what happened in November, and then I'm going to show you what happened yesterday. That person had
The name of the person who shared the article in Molly's page or in Molly's group or whatever is also in every single Marvin group too. Like, she wasn't here for Molly. She was here. She was in these groups before Molly. I mean, I remember showing all this and just debunking that.
came into the picture from. So if you see, it's Jenny L. Roja. So I went and looked to figure out where she put this comment. Well, here she be. If you go down her profile, again, this is all public out there. They quoted her as the source. So I went to find her post. And here it is. If you look at it, it says, rest in eternal peace, Marvin McRae. This was a crazy story all around, but he is no longer suffering such a sad, tragic loss. I was thinking to myself, how would the article have sourced her? Initially, they sourced her, then turned it to a death hoax. So look at the comments on this. This is the other part that's really interesting to me. So if you go into the comments, you'll see people aren't really sure, you know, oh my gosh, he passed, question mark. This is where it is interesting. Prima, did he pass away? It's so sad. They need to do something to his wife, Dre McRae. She had something to do with it. Jenny responds and says, yes, supposedly Molly Golightly was told by the mother, which we know is not fact. The parents didn't know nothing about this. They still, according to the interview that Marvin Sr. had done, and from what I am hearing, the parents have no knowledge of any of this. They found out by Molly. But here, Jenny, who is the source of the article, is quoting Molly as her source, but claiming that Molly heard it from the parents. That doesn't make sense. Still doesn't. And why?
You're right. It doesn't make sense. It's almost like someone was trying to frame Molly.
But Jenny, who is only a follower of Molly's, that's the only place she links to.
No. She was in the Marvin. She was in groups. She was in several groups. I traced her back to several things. I don't know what stream I did that in though.
Be the source of this article. How would it be that Jenny is the source of this, claiming that Molly got the information from the parents, the mom, but Jenny's the source of the article also? Can anybody make that make sense? We all know that SNBC13.com is not a legit source. You can go on Twitter, you can go on many different sites and find out all of this information. But these are the things that don't quite add up. Oh, and just wait, we'll look at yesterday's. Again, Jenny is the source that the article quoted. You follow that, you come to this. Where does she say that she gets her information? Molly. Molly claimed that she got the information from the mom, which that's not true. Because we do roll with the I've got questions.
A little bit.
100% valid questions and concerns. And sorry to tell you, but a liar, once you're a liar, to the degree that they've lied, yeah, they're kind of a liar. And I caught him in lies that he was telling yesterday on the page. I mean, it is what it is. But we're going to move in. So you get the gist of that. We're going to move on now. Hold on. Let me go to this one. Share this tab instead. All right. So this is yesterday's article. Let's go back here. Let's get rid of this crap off my screen. All right. Same picture. So this was SNBC 13. Marvin McRae, dead, Yuma, Arizona resident, tragically died on May 7th. You go down and then it says Marvin McRae has passed away suddenly. The Arizona resident was confirmed dead by Mr. Marvin Jackson in Wynette. According to sources, he died on May 7th, 2023. Many have extended their prayers and thoughts to the family of Marvin following the news of his sudden death. He will be greatly missed by those who knew him. We have received numerous messages and can sadly 100% confirm that Marvin has passed. His death was recorded on 5/7. Our hearts remain with the family. Thank you for your service, Marvin. Rest peacefully. Exposed 5 confirmed in a recent Facebook post. And then when people have asked them to source their information, they get the runaround. Who was Marvin McRae? Marvin McRae was a member of the Marine Corps where he diligently served. He previously suffered a knee injury, which made it necessary for him to be admitted.
All right. I'm going to switch over to Rabbit Stream here real quick because she talks about her stream from today. That is not her stream from last year. She talks about the exposed page. Let's see. Nonsense. Okay, there we go. Have a good night, angels among us. Sorry, I just saw that you said you had to go. Okay. I'll start from there.
People here, make sure you're hitting that like button. But let me shout out my beautiful members. I have Cray, of course, and then Alexi Treviso, excuse me, it's a different last name, Treviso. And then Courtney Goody. Actually, people have been hitting me up about this story. And I'm just gonna look. I'm gonna come here and tell you pretty much my thought process behind everything. Before we get started, the first topic that I want to talk about and hit right off running is the beautiful Summer's Day, Summerwell's event that happened. Confirm as far as what has happened to Vaughn, if it did or if it didn't happen. I did see that some of the family came into my comments and clearly upset. I get it. I'm going to share, and I don't think that this subscriber would mind my sharing their comment, but they said something, and you guys know I'm very big picture. I will always try to show you both sides of an argument. And thank you, CL, my love, for the super chat. I just saw it on my phone. Thank you. You're awesome. Thank you, my love. I will always try to show you both sides of an argument as best as I can. You don't have to be a fan of Dre McRae to understand that what happened to Dre was not okay on social media by any means. It was not okay. I think a lot of us can agree with that. We don't have to be fans of Dre McRae.
I'm gonna
Can we
report
agree
it.
to
The whole
that?
point of me coming over here right now is
Some of us, I didn't know about
today.
Dre until up to the situation happened. I'm not the best at putting on makeup. You know, there's her the exposed page from Facebook. But you know, I have to follow up and do my own due diligence and yada yada yada, because that's what I do, the yada 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 part. And I reached out to Expose from their post. And I said, hey, Expose, and you could see my comment up there, and it's still up there on Facebook. Shout out to them. Let me tell you, I have no problems with Expose. But I just wanted to point something out that I was not okay with, and this is just my opinion. I tagged Expose 5, and I said, could you please share how you confirm this information? Because they also reported that he had passed away and they had 100% confirmation. We've already dealt with, and this is my own thought, we've already dealt with a death hoax last year. Please confirm your source on this. Thanks. That's what I said. I said it very respectfully. Okay. I heard back from them. And let me go back to, hold up, y'all. I'm not trying to show all my stuff. Is this it? Is this it? Yeah. Here it is. They responded to me really quickly. Okay. And they said, we've never posted that he passed, not even when it was going around the first time and Molly got it wrong. We told people not to believe it until it was confirmed. We never post anything without it being true, especially this. Today, we can say it was 100% confirmed. Hopefully, Dre will make it right and tell her own people with her own mouth. And then I responded back because I personally don't feel like that is a answer. My question is very simple. How did you confirm that it's 100% true that he passed? If people are having a hard time with the records, if Bio Dad hadn't confirmed it, how did Expose 100% confirmed it? What do you guys know that we don't know? Respectfully, I ain't got no problem with Expose, but you guys are very reputable in terms of your information. I'd like to know to make sure that I understand. So I said, I understand. Are you able to share how it was confirmed, if possible?
Here's what I don't get. She's asking for confirmation. Well, what if the confirmation is his own father confirming it? Why does that not count? It doesn't count because they don't want it to be true. They don't want Molly to have gotten this right. They don't want to just be like they're not in the know, or they're not in charge of this or in control of it when they're not. And this is so ridiculous to me. I don't get it.
And I never heard back. Am I wrong for asking that question? I'd like to know. They still didn't say. That's what I'm saying. It's like Brittany. They didn't say how they confirmed it. If Dad was calling various places to confirm it, and there was nothing, I guess I'd like to know. 100% confirmed would be getting on paper like a legal certificate.
So that's what she wants. That's what Rabbit wants. That's the confirmation Rabbit wants, is to see the fucking death certificate. Wow.
That's all I want to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would like for us. Yes, thank you, Lex. I didn't think there was anything wrong. Matter of fact, yeah, if I put some information out there, I would hope that you guys are asking me for sources, right? Like, Rabbit, where'd you get this from? There might be times I can't tell you, like, you know what? I can't tell you the source, but yada, yada, yada. Or
So what's good for you isn't good for other people. You're allowed to be like, I can't tell you the source, but Exposed wanting to keep a source secret or whatever, or private, if that were what Exposed was doing, that's unacceptable. That's not cutting it. And I mean, so, and what if Exposed were to come out and say, I saw the death certificate, it's confirmed. Would Rabbit then insist on her too seeing the death certificate? And here's the thing, and nothing wrong with asking for sources, okay? So they say the source, okay, I saw the death certificate from so and so. Well, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that I'd like to see that certificate too. But that's not just asking for a source. That's asking for documentation. Go find it yourself. I mean, I don't understand this. It's not about getting to the truth. It's about trying to frame the truth.
allegedly, this is what the information is. But to me, this is not confirmation. You're just saying it's 100%. Well, then who's your source? If the dad couldn't get it, if it was going back and forth, and if Dre hasn't confirmed it, I want the Carfax. Show me the Carfax.
We want receipts. See, they want to see the fucking death certificate.
That's our motto. Show me the Carfax.
And here's the thing, like, if the death certificate were produced for them to see, then whoever produced it, they would vilify as, I can't believe how far you would go to get that. You know, and all the meanwhile, they'll sit there and scream about how Marvin deserves dignity. Give him dignity. Then shut the fuck up. Let it go. Let it be. Let him be. You want Dre to be left alone? Then quit fucking talking about this. I mean, they're not coming from this from a place of being asked if this is true and saying, I don't know, I can't say one way or the other, and then boom, that's it. No, they're streaming about it. This was Rabbit's second fucking stream about this in one day. So they're not going to let this go. They're going to blow this all up and use it for content, just like they've been using this situation the entire time. Maybe not Rabbit as much as nonsense, but definitely nonsense. I mean, she built her fucking channel off of this, which I don't judge her for. Whatever. She has every right to, and okay. But if you think for 1 second you're somehow above other people talking about this when you built your fucking channel on it, you're not. Because if you despise them for them talking about it, then you must really fucking hate yourself, right?
Y'all make me show you Carfaxes. So why not do the same? Because if it's not true, this is the second time this has happened. And then we're here wondering, I wonder, did it happen? Was it happen? You know? And let me read these super chats, and greet all the beautiful, wonderful members. Tahiti says, it's easier to lie than it is to tell the truth. Shout out to Fairy Dust. Welcome, my love. And B, Katie, Candalee. Is it Candalee? Beautiful name. Katie, welcome, welcome. Stacy says, towards, is it quesadillas? Is that what you're saying? I couldn't read it. Tell me what it is. Quesadillas? Chiquillas? Chilaquiles? Is that what you mean? Chilaquiles? Is that what it is? I'm like, quesadillas, chiquiles? Chilaquiles? Anyways, it is what it is. Thank you, Stacy, for the $5. And everybody else is it. Thank you. Yes. That's what it is. Chilaquiles. I was like, chilaquiles? Is that what you mean, my love? Yes. I'm reading some of these comments, okay? My Mexican card has been revoked today. I couldn't read it. See, she spelled it wrong. Chilaquiles? Chilaquiles. Vic has revoked. See, now I can. Now here you go, Vic. There's the Mexicana card. Lord have mercy. Okay. Now you want a margarita. All right. So, thank you. Cash says purely for narcissistic attention.
That's not
when they talked about the PI, I was a little curious.
Someone says MGL never retracted the statement that he passed in November, so now he's passed twice in 6 months. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. I specifically remember the stream. She was in the car. I think they were on their way back or something from Georgia when she said, it looks like we got it wrong. I apologize or whatever. She did absolutely retracted it.
Curious, I'm not going to lie, because I said, okay, then clearly information hasn't been correct. Because I don't know why else you would hire a PI for. What else?
I gotta say, the bit of the stream I watched to hear of Rabbits, I must say I quite enjoyed her live stream chat. I must say that. Here we have Roll with the Tide says, what is wrong with saying Dre should let them know? Von's mom should know this is another prank or it's true. His bio parents, they have to go legal if they want info. Awesome.
There be a reason to hire a PI? If the man had passed away and you're saying that it's been confirmed via the coroner's office and you've been on conversation respectfully, why hire a PI?
Well, like I pointed out, for the death certificate possibly, but also they may want to know if he's buried and if so where. And if Dre wasn't about to tell them that he was in the state in which to be considered to be buried, or to be considered for burial, then I'm betting that she's not going to tell them where he can be located if he is in fact buried somewhere. So that may require more of an intervention, in which case I would think a private investigator could do that quite easily, maybe.
Why? Everybody has said that, Mona Lisa, that, I was watching the video and yeah, it seemed to me that she was ignoring a lot of those comments as Dre would, right? I don't think that she would give it attention because
you're talking about the woman who streamed from her husband's hospital bed and said that she was living her best life. Listen, I'm not saying that that's what she meant or she meant it like that. I'm not saying that that was what was in her heart. I'm just saying that she has the ability to stream as if though nothing's wrong.
Because it seems like a lot of misinformation. Gotcha. Okay. Shout out to Blank Screen. I got it. Thank you. The family is convinced.
Yeah, I keep asking the Sims what prompted him to suddenly start calling coroners out of the blue. But it wasn't out of the blue. He said that he was told something. They got a phone call, didn't they, from someone in Arizona? I want to say maybe was it someone they knew from a hospital or whatever, and that's where he was tipped off, and that's when he started calling. At least that's what I took away from the stream.
It said an autopsy is needed due to foul play. They do not believe the findings of the police. That's why. Well, but why?
I think that part is true. I do think that the family is convinced that an autopsy is needed due to foul play. Here's the thing, though: they're not going to do an autopsy. If it was possible to do an autopsy and they wanted one done, they'd have to pay for it themselves. I don't see any county or any coroner's office agreeing to do an autopsy or anything, especially since the state he was in. I just don't see that happening. I think that they would view it as a waste of time and resources. Now, whether or not that's true, I don't know. I'm just saying, well, I think that that's how they would view it. But I do believe that the family believes that there's foul play. And I think, in my opinion, I would say that the main reason for thinking that way would be due to grief and just anger, which I completely understand. But I also think that they were encouraged to think this from Katie Joy. From reading Katie Joy's DMs with Letitia, Katie was the one pushing that narrative. Katie was the one giving all this information in support of that belief. Like Katie was almost trying to convince Letitia that that's what happened. So, I mean, I blamed their grief and their anger first and foremost, but I think Katie Joy's a close second for blame for that.
Then why hire a PI? What is a PI going to do? I thought everybody knew where she was at. I'm so confused. It's excessive. Michelada. There you go, my love. See? Give me my Mexican card. Thank you. Michelada. See, that was easier. You did spell it right. Thank you. Stacy, thank you for the $5, my love. I hope MGL's son makes a lovely diamond engagement ring for his fiance. Oh, Lord have mercy. I cannot. Girl, that's too much. I can't. Let me show you guys something else. Now, again, I said, I was going to show the other side. I said I was going to, really think about, okay, where am I going wrong with this? I'm not an expert in this topic. Please no. I'm only giving commentary to the situation, right? And my thought process behind it. I didn't think so. But hey, I could be wrong. I don't really know what Dre's doing in anything, but I think the last thing she needs to do. Thank you so much. Please hit the like button.
Okay, this right here. Go ask Alice. If he didn't pass, why would Dre have to prove that he is still alive? And what makes anyone believe that she wouldn't tell them? Well, they are what makes us believe that she wouldn't tell them, because she hasn't told them anything yet. She didn't tell them that he was in the hospital, and she hasn't contacted them to update them with anything. So I would say that's what tells us she wouldn't tell him. I mean, past relevant behavior is a good prediction of future behavior, right?
The last thing that she would need to do is really give us any light. She didn't give it light in November. Why should she have to do it now? It's a ridiculous thing to do. If it wasn't true in November, yeah, PIs can't do autopsies. Thank you, my love. Thank you for saying that. So one thing I wanted to,
oh my God,
somebody left me a comment, okay? And like I said, I'm not going to show them the whole thing because I'm not reading this entire comment because there's other people that are mentioned that I refuse to give clout to. Somebody said in my comment, my brother died in Arizona. I was not in the US. The coroner's office spoke with me when I called. They hooked me up with a funeral home. They asked me for no ID. I just told them I was his only living relative. They emailed me a form to DocuSign to release the body to the funeral home, and I had attached my ID to it, which has a different name than my brother. It wasn't some super secret process. This I think made sense, right? Says, however, I'm sure the coroner is getting swamped with calls from people. I wouldn't be surprised. I definitely feel like it's not
the coroner's office may now be getting swamped with calls from people. But when Marvin Sr. was calling them, no, because no one had really known about this yet or heard about this yet. So there was no one in the know to be swamping them with calls. So
a super secret process. But this is a little bit of a different situation, right? We're assuming that this man has passed, and we don't know that. That's the assumption that everybody is making at this point. If he passed on November.
I love KB here says, Dre would be 100% mourning and would not keep it a secret from his family. Ask his biological grandmother that raised him. She would tell her. Okay, ask her. Why don't you reach out to her and ask her? I mean, if it's that easy to prove, just ask her. Okay, so then why don't you go ask her and prove this to be the case?
On May 9th, it would have been an obituary of it a month ago. Well, and here's the deal.
Thank you.
Somebody wrote an obituary, and it was from the JLR article. It is too many phishing. What is it? Links. I'm like, I'm not touching this. Somebody sent me a screen recording of it, and it's literally an obituary. Like, first of all, the article that they wrote said that Vaughn and Dre are a well-known gay couple. I was like, what? Okay, they're a well-known gay couple. All right then. You make that what it be. Okay. So then it went from that, and then you click on the link for this obituary, and it's written by somebody. Let me tell y'all the craziness of this. Let me see, yo. Again,
though, I point out his article was written on the 16th. This obituary was written on the 16th. It really seems like this article was put out there, and then someone created this bullshit obituary. And I don't know.
Because I got the screen record of it. And I tried to oh my God, it was so hard not to get all these ads to it on this obituary. So the person that wrote it.
Thank you. In the chat there, Lex Luthor, right above the blue box there. Lex Luthor, gay meaning happy, cheerful, maybe. I'm not the only one who thought that, because it was a very strange thing to read. So that would make the most sense, I think. But what do I know?
Queen James. And it was directly linked to the article that people have said was written by JLR. And let me show you guys this.
And for those who may have missed it in the beginning, that was in fact written by JLR. I confirmed it with Magnolia last night.
Screenshot of that article, okay? Or that obituary. Hold up, y'all. Here we go. Where are you? Where are you? Drive, Google Drive, Google Drive. Google Drive is my friend. Okay. Let me show you guys.
Okay, I want to say something here too, because this is really getting frustrating. T. Kelly here. But legally, they aren't family. They gave him up. He's a McRae, not a Jackson, period. Okay. Legally, you're talking guardianship. He's an adult. He's been an adult for quite some while. So guardianship does not come into play anymore. And legally, they are still related to him. Legally, they are still the ones who gave birth to him. So legally, they have a right to this information.
Here we go. Here it is. And thank you for the $9.99. KB says Dre would be 100% mourning and would not keep a secret from his family. As his biological grandmother that raised him, she would tell her, yeah. And I have a feeling that somebody would have also said other things. I don't think this is something that Dre would keep. You can send for a death certificate. Thank you so much, Tahiti, for the $2.
I'm looking at the chat here. Let me talk to the chat for a second. You can see, not assuming, but are you into Blatt music? I don't even know what Blatt music is. I have no idea. Who was talking about Needham, Massachusetts? I missed that. I don't know. Hey, Mama's the boss. Why do all these YouTube busybodies feel that they are owed or entitled to being given any information about Marvin Dre, the children? Exactly. I am of agreement with you. I am. I do think that people have every right to discuss things that are in fact put out there publicly, and they can ask for shit, sure, but to demand it, yeah, I mean, just it's ridiculous. Bunny Fufu wasn't given any info in November, so why should she get any info now? Exactly. Bunny Fufu, I like that. That is funny. In my opinion, she is still getting donations to help pay for Marvan's expenses, so she wouldn't want that to end, so she isn't going to say anything, especially after everything that happened last time. That could very well be the case. Because it seems like, I get the impression anyways, that there's a lot of like sour milk over money being donated to Letitia and the Jacksons and stuff or whatever. That's the impression I get. So I think money has just, I don't know, been an issue.
I don't think this is something, girl, it's like Queen James equals princess. I don't know. Let me tell you, let me show you guys something. I just want to know why we're playing with death like this. Like, I just want to know. I don't play like that. Like, why are we trying to make this man gone? Why? Marvin McRae obituary, Arizona resident, has passed. The website was, what is it called? Shoot. Come on. Sorry. It was from a website called Spirits of Cloud. And there is nothing to follow up. There was 0 shares on it when I saw it. So why? Why this? Periwinkle says, down the rabbit hole news, could have hired the PI because they're trying to find Dre because she moved and let nobody know where because of these lunatics? The need to know is palpable with them. But the thing is, though, they're saying that he has passed, right? They've confirmed that information, so they need to find Dre, or they need to find, I guess, who are they trying to find exactly? Because
well, maybe they just like to know that their grandson is okay. You know, I mean, they still have family involved in this situation. Just because Marvan's passed away, I mean, their grandson is still there. I mean, yeah, for granted, they haven't really known or their grandson or whatever, but maybe now more than ever, they would like to just know that he's okay. And I don't see what's wrong with that, but whatever, I don't really care. I mean, but I don't know. I imagine they have a lot of questions and they'd like to just, I imagine they wish more than anything that they could just speak to the person who was with their son every day leading up to his attempted whatever, I imagine more than anything, they just want to know about their son in his last days. They just want to know. They want to understand more. They want to just hear about him.
Can't really serve her. Like, what are they trying to serve her for? And I was thinking about this yesterday. I said, well, what are we looking? I guess I'm just confused. I'm just confused. Hey, Manny, welcome, welcome. I don't know. You guys, I asked the questions. I exposed 5 of the questions. I've asked other people the questions as to how this was confirmed. If the family's having a hard time confirming it, I don't know how you can't confirm it. I don't know.
Is there a law or something where you have to make a public announcement of someone's passing? And if so, is it a federal law? Is it state law? I want to say that I read somewhere that there was some sort of law about it, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
So that's kind of where I stand. That's how I feel. Okay. I'm just going to say that. I have been searching every reputable website in Arizona for passing information I'm on, and none are listed. Also, Dre has not moved.
How do you know
They're
Dre's
trying
not
to
move? Like, that's some stalker ass shit. If you know she hasn't moved, like, how the fuck? Why do you know this? Why? And that's just crazy to me. Like, I don't know.
Find the body. Also trying to get Dre found so they can 100% confirm with her. I didn't think she was. I don't know, yo.
No, Dre herself probably isn't hiding. She's just hiding information from, her husband's loved ones.
They did. I mean, that's what the issue is. They said that the dad said that he was able to get this information. How do you get that information when isn't it a close, close record state? They can't really call.
Yeah, they can.
For this kind of information. You're confused because these people aren't using logic, but by their feelings. Stop. This isn't a feelings thing. I agree. Sounds like fake news. I was just wondering if that's what they hired the investigator, maybe to harass again. I think they're trying to find her. No, you're right. Periwinkle, I'm kind of like there too. I don't know for what. Dre is a mother. The kids are losing, or hopefully not a father in Marvon. Why are they grifting on this? Can you imagine seeing someone post your obituary and you're alive? Imagine your kids finding that. If these kids are as smart and, they're able to pick up on this is a hard thing to pick up on. No, I'm not calling his dad a liar. I'm saying the information hasn't been vetted.
So you're calling his dad a liar. Do you think that when he called the coroner's number that he obtained from wherever, that somebody who wasn't the coroner, do you think that the number led to like a spoofing place, a spoofing coroner's office, and then they lied to him? Or do you think he's lying about the information he got? Because you got to be saying it's one or the other. If you disbelieve what he's saying, what's your reason for that? You are calling him a liar, in my opinion, because anyone who would entertain the thought that it was a spoofing coroner's office, that would be crazy. But to accuse someone who you have claimed of grifting and everything else all this time, to accuse them of lying, well, that doesn't seem like a very far stretch for you. So I am of the belief that you are, in fact, calling his dad a liar.
Make sure you rewind so you can watch the full stream. Can you imagine? Yes, I have a second hand.
Perhaps you should do that yourself.
Oh, Lord, Nebulous. Thank you so much for the $4.99. Isn't he former military? Don't they have their own obits when this happened, especially if he was in Arizona? That's a good question. If he was in the VA, that's a great question.
I never heard that.
I don't know. Number one reason this is bullshit. Dre doesn't live in Yuma. Marvon would not be in Yuma coroner's office. Look, I don't live there either.
This one here, Tiger Talks. You cannot call in Arizona. You have to file a vital records request for information from everything I found. No, you can call. You can't obtain a death certificate, though, without filing the proper documentation. But you can call.
She moved to a rental home. According to her videos, look, what I have seen is that the lady is decorating a room for
For what?
Vaughn and everybody. That's what I've got. I'm sorry, yo. I'm just not buying it. And based on the videos that Tiger Talks even put out there, they were actively talking about him. This wasn't like past tense conversation. So what I'm saying is that I think that the information needs to be vetted.
I think I have to say it's possible, though I don't know probable, but it's possible that Dre just can't come to terms with the fact that her husband's gone. I mean, think about it. Put yourself in her shoes for a minute. Okay. Imagine your husband, especially someone who you've shared so much of your life with. Like, you guys work together. You guys, put yourself out on display together. You guys were always around. Like, you guys did everything together. Imagine if you were then just suddenly faced with the reality that he was not only no longer there, he was gone, but that he chose that. He chose to leave you, and to leave you in that manner, and to leave your kids. Imagine having to deal with that reality and face it. And then to have all the social media get involved because you kept them involved. And then imagine I don't know. Just imagine that. It's possible that maybe she's just in denial. She's trying to convince herself otherwise, or she can't fully accept the reality of her situation. So she needs the LARP. It's possible. I mean, I don't know. It's possible, though. I think it's unlikely, but still possible.
Tracy says his dad has lied before. Why wouldn't he lie again?
What the fuck did he lie before?
I don't know.
Really? Did he lie about his son passing before? Because that's a huge lie. I think everyone's told some lies in their lives. But I don't think we've all lied before about losing our son. So it's a different kind of claim. So someone saying to their spouse, no, you don't look fat in that, and it's clearly a lie. Comparing that lie to someone allegedly lying about their son being gone, those are not comparable things. So I would need more information. Are you saying that he lied about his son being gone before? Because I don't remember him confirming that. I remember him just explaining what it is he went through and trying to obtain that information. I don't recall him ever lying about having lost his son. So, see, this is what I mean. This is all very accusatory, like how they handle this, how they address it.
And again, I'm not trying to bash that family. I'm just saying something's just like, maybe they thought they could call and maybe they spoke to somebody that the information wasn't correct. It's not vetted information. That's just my thought. And they have a nurse who's a friend that's divulging information. I like to know more about that, because it's like, are you sure? Are they giving you the accurate information? We already went through this one time in November. Why wouldn't it happen again? I'm just saying. Imagine how they feel when it figured out that this was all misinformation. Someone misled them. All these emotional roller coasters they keep putting on themselves. I'm not feeling bad. Yeah, she signed that lease for a whole year. And Dreas openly said that. I'm not putting out new information.
Okay,
she's worked hard to sustain her family. She's live and she's having to sustain her family. And so whether it's a hate watcher, she's going to let you be there. She's going to let you watch. But what is sad to me is that her kids are watching this. And it's so sad because the kids are like verbal and they're saying like, why are you guys trashing my mom? Like, that's their mom. She did. Shout out to Tahita. Thank you so much, my love.
This Tiger Talks person, she paid the lease for a full year. Why do you know this shit? That is fucking weird.
Yes. I have paused because the same nurse was the one in November.
No, you guys tried saying that the same nurse was the one in November. Sure, it was the same person, but that's not what the nurse didn't call her up and give her condolences like you guys tried to frame it. That's not what happened.
There's a nurse out there that has been helping people with information. I don't know.
From what I understand, from what I remember, before, Wynette called this nurse and asked, and then the nurse basically said, well, I'm sorry, my condolences, if it's true or whatever, like that's basically the gist of the conversation. But this time I get the impression that it was this nurse who reached out to the family.
Know what that means. They're not okay with this mess. So, okay. So let me give it to you this way. If he hasn't passed, Raza, the girls, they can read, right? They're online too. What if they find this obituary? What if they find these articles? It's Father's Day, right? This weekend is Father's Week. How?
Well, I mean, to elaborate on that, if they find this, then they're going to find a lot of other shit, a lot of shit that Dre herself put out there. You know, I mean, this is the problem with putting so much shit out on social media regarding your family. People are going to see it. Your family's going to see it. People who may not even be born yet are going to see it. With people you never intended on having to consider are going to see it. That's the problem.
How would you feel if you found these articles? These kids are kids.
And again, you're basing this on what if they're not true, when his father's confirming that his passing is true. So why are you trying to now pull on everyone's heartstrings for the kids when clearly it's not applicable? Why are you trying to make it applicable? Why are you using these fucking kids?
I just don't think it's fair. That's all. Y'all can hate me for it. I'm just saying I don't think it's fair. That's it. There was a better way to do this. I think if they really wanted
Nobody's
to
even
know.
mentioning the kids except for her.
They said they've been trying to reach out to her and whatnot. Okay, so they're going to go back to social media and do this again?
Do what again?
None of those kids are scared of Dre. None of them. Nope. My father was a combat vet when he passed. After we had his funeral, my family received a letter from the president. With
it's comments like that. Do this again. That's really quite telling of their intention and their true feeling on this. Do this again signifies that she is of the belief that they did this the first time, or she's at least trying to push the narrative that they did this the first time and that they're doing it again. So when she sits there and says, maybe you should rewind the stream and listen to what I said. I never called his dad a liar, but you are calling his dad a liar when you sit here and say that this is what they're doing it again. That's what you're saying.
Condolences and appreciation of my father's service to our country. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you. Thank you. But the nurse was from the hospital. He's in rehab. The nurse wouldn't have info. It's not fair. It's not our business. You guys keep saying that. It's not fair. It's not our business.
But here y'all are fucking making it your business, right?
Y'all been saying that. People are so rude, trying not to deserve. They don't deserve it. They're living 3.5 hours from Yuma. His dad says he called Yuma coroners and they confirm. Why would they move his body 3.5 hours away back to Yuma? Doesn't make any sense.
Probably because he was in whatever county, whatever he was in, and then they moved him back to his home county. Maybe this is where the burial ground was going to happen, or where a memorial service or something. I don't know. But that's not unheard of at all. Like, that's quite common, I think. If you live, or if you're in the hospital, like say my mom, okay, when she had cancer, she got her treatment from Buffalo, New York, which is 2.5 hours away from where we're at. So if she were out there and she were to die in the hospital, we would have brought her back here to Oneida County, right? So that's not, why is this like some unheard of thing?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the answers to this. I mean, you guys are, I'm like right there. I don't understand the need for a PI as well. That's just my opinion though. Hey, let's be honest. Nurses isn't allowed to give details. No, these people say they care so much about Vaughn, but they don't give a rip about his son. Make that make sense. Dre is in Tucson and Vaughn is in Tucson. He would not be moved.
But they lived in Yuma, right? They were from Yuma. That makes perfect sense. That's where what Dre wanted to do. That's where Dre wanted. Maybe Dre's moving back to Yuma or something. Isn't that where her family's from or something? At least I'm not 100% on this shit. Okay. But I do know that they lived in Yuma. That does make sense. And this is what I mean. This is what I find incredibly dishonest about this channel here in particular, because I've seen I've seen Rabbit do things that were quite thoughtful. Like you could tell that she put thought into it. You could tell that she wasn't an idiot. She wasn't naive. She knew kind of what to do. But then you look at shit like this and she just plays dumb. Like, nah, dude, like you don't play dumb that well. Like and I say that, I don't say that as a compliment really, because I think I'm of the belief that you actually have to be pretty smart to play dumb. But she's not pulling it off because she's acting smart in one area, but in the areas in which it would require and call for the same kind of skepticism, she fails. Like that has to be by choice.
I don't know, y'all. Whew. It's a heated conversation, yo. It's like heated. Everybody has an opinion about it, and I get it. We don't have any answers, and the only person that can confirm that is Dre, and that's kind of where I stand. This is why I have a hard time. You know, you guys have been emailing me, and I've been saying the same. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And I don't believe anything until it's confirmed either by Dre or by another source that's more reliable. I'm sorry. That's just how.
But you do. Because like you just said a few minutes ago, doing this again. So you are, and you've already stated as such that you are of the belief, or you're claiming to be of the belief, that Molly, the family, whatever, they were behind this first death hoax. So if they're doing this again, then you were saying that you believe that they're behind this one, and this is in fact a death hoax. So you're claiming to really know. I mean, just own it, man. Why do you got to try to hide it and try to like fucking undermine your viewers and shit? Just be honest with them. Just be honest with yourself.
And you guys can hate me for it, that's fine. I'm just letting you know. That's it. There's nothing more to it. You guys care so much for that family. Keep them in your prayers. And, you know, hopefully we'll get an update. But it's not our business. Absolutely. His body would not go to a morgue. It would go to a funeral home because this is not a coroner's case. Yeah. Interesting, huh? Why would a coroner have his body?
They would probably have the body because a funeral home had not been yet decided upon. Or maybe it's not going to a funeral home.
Listen, I'm just going by the information that they're giving us. I'm not well aware, well versed in those situations. His body would not go to a morgue. Y'all are saying that. Peg, shout out to Peg. It would go to a funeral home because this is not a coroner's case.
See, right there, she knows better than to not think logically about why this would be the case. She knows better. She knows. She has to, by her experience in true crime and everything, she has to at least know that it's not unheard of if there's not yet a funeral home decided upon, or there's not going to be a funeral home. Like you use funeral homes for the most part for like memorial, for having a wake, for having a funeral, for having an event in which to celebrate the life and to bury them. But if you're not looking to do that, then the morgue will absolutely assist you. I mean, and she's got to know that, but she's refusing to share this. She's not being unbiased. She's not, in my opinion, she's not respecting her viewers by being completely upfront and honest with them. She's letting people in the chat take this by the reins and just drive it where she wants to help nudge it to go. And that is of the belief that Molly is behind this and the families are all pieces of shit. And they're the only ones here to tell everyone the truth. Like, that's, in my opinion.
My eyebrows are raising.
The fuck does that even mean?
And we have no answers. So that's all we can do. They're trying to get people to think that there is an investigation. Why is this lady so helping? Because it's the most money she's ever gotten. That's what it is.
Yeah, obviously that person, Vic here, didn't listen to Veda's stream. Molly's not hung up on Dre. I was pleasantly surprised, but I was still surprised nonetheless to hear Molly really discuss and talk on Katie Joy so much, and to point out how so much of this blame falls on her, and just how wronged Molly feels. And I don't blame Molly for feeling wronged. I don't, because people want to sit here and throw shit at her, sling shit at her, whatever, for all these things she's done. Okay, fine. But she caught a lot of bullshit over this case, or over this issue. Now I'm calling it a case. Over this, she caught a lot of bullshit over this issue for things that she didn't do. She was not scamming. She was not a fraud. She was not in this to try to make money. She wasn't lying about shit. Okay. But that's why people came for her. So you say what you want about anything else she's done, whatever. I don't give a shit. But when it came to this, when it came to what I myself witnessed with my own eyes, she did not do anything that she had been accused of doing throughout this process. She didn't. And this is why so many people came for her. And why, I mean, this is what fucking nonsense talked about for 10 months. So yeah, she has every right to feel wrong. But it was a pleasant surprise, though, to hear her talk about those who in my opinion, and obviously hers, and I think many others, and possibly a fact, who was actually and really behind all of this, and who really deserves most of the blame. And it was not Dre. It's Katie. I mean, people can say, oh my God, Aaron, you're so obsessed with Katie. You can't do whatever. And I'm not going to sit here and say that, like maybe I don't talk about her too much or something. But there's a trail here. We've shown this time and again. We've shown her involvement. We've shown how the things she sent in DMs, how she fought with people. You see her live streams. This isn't coming from nowhere. This isn't coming from my own bias. This isn't coming from anywhere. And I acknowledge I may be wrong, but this is coming from her. Say whatever you want. That's where it's coming from.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But that's my opinion, though. That's just my opinion, though, and I agree with Ellen on this one too.
She has every reason not to. And here's Dre's biggest reason for not saying anything, because she doesn't want those who have opposed her to look like they're her victim. And if it were to be known that he passed away and this is how things were left, well, this puts her in a kind of a negative light. Right? I mean, his parents, they're still being denied access and money and access and accessibility to see him and money or whatever to help facilitate that. Like people, like she's still fucking coming at them, or people are still coming at them for having the balls to ask the public for help so they could see their, I'm going to just say dying son, because I mean, I think we all knew that this is where it's going to end up. And I think Dre knows that it ending this way with them still being left in that limbo place doesn't paint her in a good light.
I also received a letter from the president when my dad passed. My dad worked Secret Service for the military. Wow. Yo, shout out to your guys' dads. Dre has been cleared of all wrongdoing. Absolutely. She was exonerated from all that shit. She didn't get charged for anything. They interviewed I don't know how many people. But you know what the crazy part is, Tiger Talks, is that when that went down, they didn't show the police report. They didn't show that report. They only show the body cam footage. They were sitting on that body cam footage for quite some time before they even talked about it. Why not show the police report?
Wait, what? Yeah, they did. I'm pretty sure they did. Either way, the police report was out.
Show the report.
I mean, the police report came out long before the body cam footage came out. So, I mean, why are we even comparing the two?
What's the big deal? Because the report would poke holes into a lot of the things that they had been saying.
I'm almost positive that they covered the report. Of course, now it's neither side can really prove whether or not they're right, because her channel's been taken down, and now I feel like now that they can just go out there and say whatever the fuck they want that Molly said or did because no one can prove otherwise, right?
That's why. A lot of the allegations.
Oh, and this right here, too, nonsense. They didn't even set the record straight after the last hoax. I don't expect for them to get honest now, sadly. See, this is what I'm talking about, how they're purposely ignoring things and they're lying right to everyone to try to frame this as though they are to blame. They did absolutely set the record straight. Molly sat there and said, it turns out this was a fake, this was a hoax, and we're wrong. And she even apologized. So yeah, that's setting the record fucking straight. Now, they didn't come out and say, yes, we're behind it, because no, why would they? Because they weren't. So there's that.
They interviewed so many people. That's why. They would have had to redact so much from that report. That's why. Because a lot of the people that were in that camp were listed in that report.
Oh my God, Angelina Hillary. Oh my God, are you dense? I don't understand why his family keep going to Molly Golightly, though. Probably because everyone else here on the internet is fucking hating on this family and accusing them of crimes, and we're trying to report them to police and get them in actual legal trouble. Are they supposed to then trust them with information? Are you insane? Molly's like the loudest creator, and I'd say the only creator that was involved with them and interacting with them who stayed kind of stuck by their side. Because she didn't have a dog in this fight to try to ruin them, like it seems like other people do for some reason. So that's probably why. I mean, would you trust your enemy or the person trying to ruin your life? Would you trust them with your most intimate moments or whatever of your life, like losing your son? I mean, that is such a fucking insensitive comment to make.
By name. That's why. Yeah. And it wasn't like it was an extensive months of an investigation. It didn't just close like that. It's a lot of people, a lot of calls, a lot of interviews, a lot of people. And the interesting part is that the family only reached out to the police one time in that report. That was it. So law enforcement was involved then. I don't know why there wasn't more push. If the concern was so heavy, why not keep pushing it? No, it was social media who pushed it. The family only spoke to law enforcement one time, recorded on that report. That's all. There was nothing else. The report is out there. Feel free to FOIA it. I read it. Most of it. It was just so intense. It was so intense and infuriating. That's it. Thank you. Welcome. And all the new people, welcome to the channel.
All right.
I
don't care about the rest of this.
Oh, well, and all can. You don't have to be a fan of Dre McRae to understand that what happened to Dre was not okay on social media by any means. It was not okay. I think a lot of us can agree with that. We don't have to be fans of Dre McRae.
All right, I'm going to wrap this up. It's 3 a.m. here where I'm at. And I'm getting tired. Where am I? Where's my stream? Here we go. I can't stand her voice now either. I know, right? Katie filed a FOIA request and was granted the police report, but denied the body cam footage. And I'm pretty sure Fufu and Chud both read it out on their channels. The willful ignorance is amazing. Exactly. How can they hear Marvin Sr. literally cry and keep on like this? Thank you. Thank you. Yes, they did way before they showed the footage. Yep. That's what I thought. I mean, everyone showed the police report. Everyone who was talking about it anyways, Katie's the one who put their report out in the first place. Yep. Also, his remains would absolutely have been in a morgue. That's where people go when they die in a hospital. Yeah. I mean, the morgue isn't solely there to serve the coroner's office and autopsies. It's where the county put their dead. And from there on, they're dispersed as, family requests. But yeah, that's pretty much where people go when they first die. Like, especially if the family is unaware of it yet, Yeah, why would they transport his body? Maybe to bury him in a family plot or to get him close to home so that he can be visited. Exactly. Coroner usually fills out the death certificate, which would mean the coroner would have to at least examine his body before it's released to a funeral home, right? Yeah, I imagine to just a verified death. I mean, not necessarily do an autopsy because I mean, autopsy does take time and resources, you know, and plus it's very invasive on a body, and certain faiths don't support that. So I think that there has to be just cause for a coroner to do an autopsy, or at least. Even if, I mean, I don't know, they don't just do it simply by the family's request. There has to be more to it. There has to be curiosity. There has to be suspicion of foul play, something, you know? I mean, they can get someone to do an autopsy, but it's going to cost them. What? I wonder why Nonsense made a warped comment claiming she bets that Molly bought Marvin the blue shirt in the November incident. That was an undertone of racism, in my opinion. You mean Marvin Sr.? What if those kids find your videos about their parents' bunny foo-foo or nonsenses? Yep. How would her kids feel if they saw how heartless and callous she was toward grieving people? Yeah, just like, I mean, Rabbit is just so utterly clueless. It lacks like any kind of like I don't know, what's what I'm looking for, self-reflection. Because she's carrying on over and over and over again, keeping this going, doing the very thing that she's saying, oh my God, you're doing this and you don't even care about the kids. Well, she's doing the same thing. It doesn't, her question, her concern should apply to her just as much. I mean, it's completely applicable. Just like when she did that stream with Nonsense about where's Molly? Where's Molly? You know, Letitia's getting, you know, tore up in the comment section. Where's Molly? Why isn't Molly there to defend her girl? Look, you lack complete and total self-awareness to realize that you're bitching, complaining that someone isn't there to be a savior to this person while you are highlighting them being attacked and almost mocking it. You're like supporting it. You're there for it, but only because so you can point the finger at Molly for not stopping it. What the fuck are you doing to stop it? You don't want it stopped. You're enjoying it. You're like a laughing hyena or something, just watching the shit play out. And then you want to sit there and point the finger at Molly. Nah. No, if you could sit there and watch that happen and do nothing, you're the worst one in the situation. Yeah. Yeah, it cost Molly a lot speaking up, and the family and her truly care about each other. Exactly. What Dre did to Fawn's family is not okay. Exactly. It's just crazy. Here's the deal. From the get-go in November, they were right there to jump on Molly and not even just suggest it or look for proof or anything that she was behind this fake article. They just jumped right on the claim and the accusation, and they just pushed it hard. They didn't want to hear anything, and they ignored anything and everything else said. Their only thing was, nope, Molly's behind it. Molly's behind it. Molly's behind it. Why are you so invested in Molly being behind it? Like, wouldn't it just be important to find the truth, the people really behind it, regardless of who that is? So why would you not then be in search of any proof or anything that suggests who was behind it? The fact that you weren't leads me to believe that you didn't really care to know who was really behind it. You just wanted Molly to be the one blamed for it. And I wonder why that is. And I just, none of it sits right with me, especially when you have someone like Rabbit who's going over that article from November and she's pointing out all these things, and she's making it seem as though she's very new to this concept of these fake websites and what to look for. But she knew to look for these things, and she talks about a lot of things here with some sort of authority or knowledge or whatever. But when it comes to that same skepticism on anything that might possibly question the validity of Molly's alleged involvement, she just feigns complete ignorance and acts like she doesn't know any better. And she does it very poorly, in my opinion. That bothers me. You know, I mean, just the thing is these people can do this to Molly, and they can affect their channel the size of Molly. They can do it to any and every other creator that they come across here. And they will. That's what I have a problem with. I mean, you want to believe things that aren't true about other people or whatever. You know, I don't give a shit. But you want to make up shit that's not true about other people. I don't know. I don't like it. Yeah, Molly absolutely believes Katie was behind that fake article. I do too. I do. I mean, I don't know. Like, I think that I think Katie and Junie were equally behind it. I even wonder if Katie wrote it. And I say that because of her. There's another sock account where she will oftentimes pretend that like English is her second language. Well, there's a lot of similarities, but I mean, that's nothing concrete. That's still, I don't know. But okay, on that note, I am going to wrap this up. So thanks everyone for being here. I'm not going to play my outro music because it's the middle of the night here and I don't want to wake up the house with it. So I'm just going to end the stream. So, do you really have blonde hair, Aaron? I really do. I mean, if you're asking me if it's my natural hair color, no. Like, I was born with red hair, actually. I had red hair up until I was like maybe 4 or 5 years old. Then it turned just like a light brown with blonde highlights. That's, I'd say, my natural hair color. But yeah, I do dye my hair blonde. So, all right, guys, have a good night. I'll probably be around tomorrow night, but not till then. So, bye. Thanks for being here.